What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Today, trade recap 2, October 6th, 2025. I traded on ES and I made around 194. I know in the last video I said I wasn't going to trade, but I did find a setup pretty late in the day actually. But I ended up taking it and it worked out pretty well. So we can just dive right in here. So basically, coming into market open, we had this open day gap or new day gap. Same thing on Nasdaq. It was a lot smaller though on NQ. So, and with this big distribution London session made, I didn't expect much from Nasdaq just because we made this big leg up to all-time highs, and so I figured we'd probably on Nasdaq just consolidate, maybe reach up for all-time highs, and that'd be it. And it is ultimately what we ended up doing. ES, however, had a lot more volatility today and a lot more movement. Nasdaq literally just stayed inside London session and just consolidated, and it's still right now happening. But for the most part, there was not much on Nasdaq. And that was kind of my bias. I just figured NQ would just consolidate, and then ES would probably just follow suit. Now ES did come down right off market open. We're in this bearish value gap, respect it, and then we just continue all the way down. We come in, we take out London lows here, and then we take out Asia, and then we ended up just barely getting into this open day gap. We ended up creating an SMT here between Asia lows to Nasdaq, and Asia lows on ES to this sweep of the lows here. And so at this point, I kind of was just waiting. I wanted to see NQ come up to respect this SMT and confirm it, to come out and take out these highs, all-time highs, and then NQ would just lag behind. Probably just take out like New York session, the highs we had made from opening on 9:30. But so I guess if we continue here, we come in and we're in a bullish movement on both ES and Nasdaq. So ES printed bullish. We had a full breaking structure here on the 5-minute. And then NQ is still kind of just consolidating. We really have a broken structure to the upside. And at this point, I was looking for longs on ES just because we had come down, we took the lows. We did have an S&P, so ES was the lagging index, but NQ didn't seem to want to move much, just seemed to be consolidating, and I didn't feel comfortable taking trades just because I didn't think we would have a very strong pull to the upside is what I was looking for longs, just because we were kind of in a consolidation. And so basically we have this coming in. This is kind of where I took the trade. We made this big bullish movement. We tap into this bullish fair value gap, and then we immediately print higher, which is good. We have this 5-minute little bearish fair value gap, and I want to see this get inverse, and this is where I take my trade. And then if we come to the 15-minute here, you'll see that we also had this big fair value gap from this big bearish fair value gap from market open. So I wanted to see this get inverse, and I would look to go New York and to London highs, and then Nasdaq just it's still not really, like you can see just by all this wicking, especially on the higher time frame, touched into the fair value gap and kind of just did really nothing. We're still consolidating. So I wanted to see this get inverse, and we ultimately did. And so this is where I would end up taking my trade here. So if I come here, we have this fair value gap, and then I think it's, yeah, this candle, we end up inversing, and then if I come down to a lower time frame, we get a lower wick down, and this is where I end up entering right here. What's up? This is where I end up entering long, and then we have a protected low right here, and I put my take profits. I take profit 1 here, and then my second take profit at London highs. So this is a protected swing low. We were kind of in this bullish trend, we touched into this, broke structure, another lower high or higher low, and then right here we confirmed another higher high. So at this point I knew this was protected, and so if we play this out, this is when I was confirmed bullish. We had the 5-minute inversion right here. I guess we do end up printing, but we had the 5-minute inversion right here. We end up inversing on the 15 minutes right here. We end up inversing, and so we come down and we play it out. We just wick into this fair value gap on the 1 minute, and then we respect it very well. These were good wicks because we were closing above both these fair value gaps while getting into it. So once this happened, and then we closed bullish and we inversed the bearish fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame, I was pretty confident we'd come out and take at least New York highs. The highs we created from earlier, that lower resistance liquidity, and so we kind of come and we get this wick all the way up here, and then we come down, tap into this fair value gap, and then we end up taking it out right here. And so this was my take profit 1 right here, and so I had my other here, moved it to break even, and at this point it's risk-free trade. So we basically just end up consolidating for a little bit, and then we just come out and we my stop, which does suck. I would have liked to see this continue up, but it was a lagging index based off the SMT. Nasdaq ended up moving, but we never even swept New York. It literally created another SMT, but that was about it. So yeah, we ended up taking my stop, and that was about it. So I guess we go here and show you. So here it is. This is where I took the trade. You can see we have this protected low. And then once we broke the structure and continued higher and created this higher high, I moved my stop loss to here, and then we took out this, and this was my break even and 1 take profit. So we did 2 contracts on the minis. It made 194 off one, and then I had $400 in profit floating, and then 200. I wanted to back out after we took out this liquidity right here, this low resistance, but I just held because I wanted to stick to my plan. I ended up getting run out, not a big deal. But yeah, 194 in the day. Pretty happy with it, especially because I wasn't planning on trading. But yeah. Anyways, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll probably take another trade tomorrow. Peace out.